Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of On the Mic with Mike. I'm your host, Mike Larkin, and joining me today for a round two, and it has been a while. I'm very happy to have this guest back on the show. You can check out her adult content, creator, just everything in between from her content and just her overall being. She reeks of awesomeness, as the great Edging Christian once said. The one, the only, Miss Bratty Lynn. How are you, Lynn?
Yay, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. First and foremost, guys, for our round two here, I will say this. You have put out not only just a lot of great content recently and thus far with your overall OnlyFans and everything. I really do enjoy the fact that you're mixing the factor of elegance with some sexy ass dresses, mixing some great content. So it really does show a lot of variety and everything within your content. I got to say, I love it, Caitlin.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been definitely hard keeping up, just putting out new stuff and the way that social media keeps changing, you got to keep doing different things to stay relevant.
Oh, this is true. This is true. And I mean, last time we spoke, you were now in Florida, which I got to say, shout out to Florida, all in all.
Yeah,
I got family of my own in Florida. How you been enjoying that weather, beach? My goodness,
I love it. Being able to go to the beach all the time is nice. We go every weekend.
that's
So it's
always a
been nice.
plus too. Yeah, that's always a plus too, just because of the fact that, again, warm weather, niceness. And I got to say, with everything that you've done, you do incorporate a lot of that. I mean, for those who have not seen Kaylin on Instagram, you get to showcase a lot of badassery by the beach. Some of your best photos are doing your thing by the beach. So you get to show that beach life, if you will.
Yeah, it's definitely helped for sure. I know that my following has grown a lot because of my bikini pictures.
And I got to say, the last time we spoke, and what I love about the bikini photos as well is I know you've done some gym work. You've been putting in the work on a lot of great things. Number one, you look fabulous, but also number two, you're really showcasing the grind in both for different perspectives from your content and just overall. I got to say, I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been trying to get to the gym. You know how life is busy,
This is
but we've been trying to get in there so I could grow all of my assets.
Well, I will say this. I think what's great about the fact that not only have you been succeeding with this stuff, I mean, we've talked about your content before, whether it's the use of a banana, whether it's the use of solo content. I got to say, with a lot of stuff you've been putting out, I know you showcase some of your favorite toys, which has been a very popular one on Pornhub. Like, you've really been divulging into not a lot of the solo content. But I think what's great about not only the solo content, you really get to showcase, like, okay, putting into that content, putting in the work from the lighting and everything, etc. Because that's some of the best films right there in such a great genre, right? For the solo content.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoy doing solo content. We do have some. It's mostly on my husband's profile, but we do have some content of us. But most of what I do is me solo, and I enjoy it.
I got to say, first and foremost, shout out to your husband as well, because if you guys have checked out Sven Oak and what you guys do on that page, I got to say, first and foremost, elegant dresses, everything from just role play, from a Christmas blowjob, if you will. You guys have been doing the damn thing over on that channel.
Yeah. Yes, we have. It's been a lot of fun. I enjoy the role play videos.
I gotta think, like, what's great about it too, as well as just with everything that you've got going on right now, especially with the role play stuff and just videos as a whole. As far as the content goes, I know you talk about keeping up and stuff, but isn't it great just to see the community and the feedback you guys get, not only from that, but just the ideas and the creative juices flowing of what you want to put out next, right?
Mhm. Yeah. We definitely have a lot of stuff in the works right now, so be on the lookout. I know everyone's gonna love that stuff.
And I gotta say, what I do love about it too, as well, Miss Caitlin, and I think you can agree with adult content and content creation, like you mentioned. It's interesting because in today's day and age with community guidelines and social media, it's very interesting to see what you can put on there and what you cannot. I mean, some may be very silly, but also at the end of the day, it's kind of crazy for a lot of the content creators out there. But we try to find our way to put stuff out there, right?
Yes, yes, it's definitely hard to see what we can put on there. Um, I do know with Pornhub they're definitely a lot more lenient, obviously, but with Facebook and Instagram, there's a lot of creativity that I've been watching with everyone out there. Um, I've just been successful with my bikini stuff, so that's really all that I've put on there because I really enjoy because I don't want to get it taken down. But I feel like I've definitely tried to push the limits with it.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, first and foremost, who doesn't love a great bikini? Dare to quote the great Cisco, that thong, the thong, thong, thong. What I love about it too as well, it's the most simple but elegant photos, but also just the overall the immaculateness and the sexiness vibes and the sensuality. Like you could be wearing some bikinis. I know you put out some stuff where you're in the lingerie. Like it fits, man, because a lot of people like that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that's my favorite part about going to the beach here because it's really relaxed with the thongs and people wearing what they want.
But I think that's what's great about any state with beaches and anything, just the freedom and the overall, just the liberation of just doing what to do. I think a lot of people in today's day and age, I think you can concur with me. From back in the day with what we had with content creation, especially adult content, a lot of the terms back in the days, it was very taboo. But nowadays with the likes of OnlyFans, many vids, and Pornhub and everything in general, we become more normalized with it because not only number one is it a business, but number two, you really have to look at the art form and the craft that it really is.
Yeah, because it takes a lot of work. It's definitely not easy. It's, creativity coming up with what you're going to do, and then you have to get the lighting right, and then you have to put your makeup on right. So the art and then, the content itself, it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work.
It is. And I got to say, with everything that you're doing now from the content creation, what helps, like we mentioned earlier, with the bikinis and the lingerie and everything in that in general, I got to ask you because there's always style, there's aesthetic that goes into everything that we do. Let's talk about this, man, because bikinis, lingerie, and the fashion side of things, if dare I say that, real deal sex appeal vibes, Miss Kaylin. What are some of your favorite bikinis and lingeries that really accentuate you and really that a lot of people really like from what we see?
Um, I like the darker colors. Um, I really look good in red. Red's one of my favorite colors. Um, my bikini now that's my favorite. It's my black one with the flowers on it. It gets a lot of attention, I think, because you don't see that a lot. Um, just the cheeky. I I pull it up, and sometimes it's more than cheeky, but um, and then I just the simple bra with the thong. That's always fun to wear. Um, I wouldn't say the stuff that I do wear is super fancy, but I look really good in it.
Well, that's the main thing in life, my friend, is comfortability. And I think you are not only looking comfortable, but you're looking good in that attire. And I mean, we look at a lot of things like this, and I got to say, this curves the word, spins the verb. You do encompass that voluptuosity factor, man. So not only does it hit all the right places, but it does hit and gravitates a lot of people towards you. So again, the sex appeal and the sex sells in your overall brand. So I got to respect that wholeheartedly.
Well, thank you. And I'm definitely loving the Florida weather because it's always sundress season, it seems. And everybody loves a good sundress.
This is true. All right, this one's bringing up some great points here. Let's talk about the sundress side of things, man. Because first of all, number one, like you mentioned, who doesn't love a good sundress? Number one, but number two, there's just something that appeals. The sundress looks good, looks the vibe. It hits right off the sun. It's just something that appeals to everybody from the outerwear, man.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite. When I'm going out, just pop a dress on and head out the door. You don't have to really think about it.
And I think what's great about it too, as well, is because we mentioned the fact that you put out content not only on your Pornhub channel, but also your husband's Pornhub channel, and you guys really have a great synergy with overall your love and relationship and your passion, which much love and respect to you both. I gotta say, first and foremost, what I do love about it too, as well, is you also do encompass on your Instagram, man. Whether you're walking towards Mardi Gras, whether you're doing this, you're doing that, the family vibes. I gotta say, I love the family vibes because it just shows a lot of variety to you from your content and you as a mother, as just everything from a family perspective. I love it, and I think a lot of people can take that in.
Yeah, we definitely, that's been a big thing here moving to Florida is the Mardi Gras, which I guess I didn't know it was too big here in Florida. I thought that was more a Louisiana thing, but it seems every single time there's a holiday, there's a parade. And whether it's the Christmas parade or just any parade, they're throwing beads, and it's just a lot of fun. I think I've had a lot of fun with it.
But that's the thing too, and I think what we talk about a lot with life is there's moments and memories created, but then there's more moments and memories yet to create. And I think stuff like that is like you mentioned, like I'm the same way because when you think particularly of Mardi Gras, you think of Louisiana, but then Florida has it, and it has Florida just has that party life. I mean, if we've seen in popular culture, take it back to the 80s with Miami Vice, my friends. There's so many great things that really encompass the Florida weather and the Florida ambiance. And I think you really are hitting your stride and your mark there, because I can't wait to see what you put out from the Florida side of things and just in general, man. I'm loving the vibes.
Yes, well, thank you. I've definitely enjoyed it here, and I know that there's a lot more fun content to be made. So
Absolutely.
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Now, as well as besides we the role play and solo, what else can we expect? Because we had mentioned, I got to say that we mentioned the holiday season earlier, Miss Lynn. But god dang it, man, you gave us a little fellatio comment on the content on the Christmas blowjob side of things, looking good with the Christmas hat, the whole nine, man. So you gave us a little holiday treat back in the day, man.
I definitely have a lot of. I'm gonna be getting some poolside stuff, so that's gonna be cool. Um, and I really enjoyed doing some outdoor stuff. So there's gonna be some of that coming up, and there's just really a lot of stuff in the works. Definitely getting out the toys that I haven't been. I do showcase a lot, but I've got a lot that no one's seen, so definitely gonna be bringing those out.
And I gotta say, what I love about it too, as well as with the toys over here. If you guys have not checked out her latest solo, man, oh man, Ashevitz, man, you go all in hard in the paint, if you will, with the many toys that you use. A very popular seller, like I mentioned earlier. But what I love how you just brought up the outdoor side of things, and I think from the outdoor content that we get to see a lot of, folks, I think it's just the level of suspicion, that level of mystery of, ooh, you know what I'm saying? But it's also that spontaneity, if you will, that spontaneous eruption and combustion, if you will. It's so much. It's so really interesting to see the popular genre that is outdoor sex or just the outdoor content. It's really amazing to see.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Just being outside, getting some sun, and just having fun out there.
All the fun in the sun and just all fun in general. And I think what I love about it too as well, man, we look at your OnlyFans, we look at your Instagram, we look at all different forms of social media and your Pornhub. You have a great fan base, and I cannot wait to see your fan base not only continue to grow, but your brand grow. And I'm excited for the works, man. You've had me hyped, and I'm gravitated. I can't wait to see your future.
Yeah, definitely. Since moving from Washington, it was a very low fan base. I've definitely grown a lot, and I'm really proud of that. With my Facebook and my Instagram, I'm really excited about all the growth that's been going on, and especially my OnlyFans. It's been growing so much, just with all the hard work I've been putting in. So that's very exciting.
Absolutely. And I think what also gravitates people towards a lot of entertainers and content creators, I think you have that authenticity and, dare I say, genuinity within your people. So I mean, we could talk about photos, and you're welcome. We could talk about photos, we could talk about everything in general from the content, but if you have that authenticity that people can gravitate towards, that's foundation right there. We could talk about beauty, we could talk about internal and external beauty, but if you don't have that proper foundation, then man, you don't have nothing. So I mean, I think you're golden on all aspects, man. I think you're really hitting your stride.
Well, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of ground to cover, but I'm excited on the progress that I've made. You know, just within I've been in Florida. August will be 2 years, and I've grown so much since being here. Um, it's definitely helped all around, just being here
And
versus
I got
being in
it.
Washington, where it was freezing and snowing all the time.
Well, you're on the same thing as me, because I was gonna say I gotta ask, because you brought it up, the weather. Because like I growing up from Long Island, man, it's cold. I hated the winters. Now I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's always sunny. It's rain, but you got to watch out for rain and hurricanes. So there's that little downside. But you got to get it where it's nice weather. And Florida is that nice
Yep.
weather, my friend.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, it's raining right now, and it's been raining, but um, other than that, and the hurricanes, which we've yet to experience because we've only been here 2 years. The hurricane last year, it didn't come over here. So, that's a little. We'll have to have that discussion after we deal with it because we haven't yet. But it's definitely a lot better than all the snow for sure.
That's a little knock on wood right there. Thank God nothing has happened as far as hurricane wise. That's a good thing. That's always a plus. Now, I will
Yeah.
say this, man, because yes, because from your content stuff as well. Now, I got to ask you, I mentioned one of the popular ones earlier, and we touched upon it last time with the banana. Are we going to get any more food content with anything, or is the banana just it for right now?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it, but I get when I'm getting comments on stuff on my Facebook and Instagram. It definitely was a popular one, so definitely maybe.
Fair enough. And I think what's great about it too, as well, is, and I think with anything in life, if you get the creative juices flowing, we talk about not only just the content, we talk about the community. It's so great to see like the unique preferences that people like are into, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Um, that banana one was really popular. And I think I made it. I don't know how long ago now, but it's been a while,
It's
and
been
it's
like,
still a popular one that people still talk about.
yeah, it's been like what, like 2 or 3 years now that you put that out
Yeah,
there. But still, yeah.
yeah, I think so. It's been a while, and I'm still getting comments on it, which is awesome because I had a lot of fun with that video. I thought it was fun.
Well, I think thus far from where you are then to where you are now, I think it's not only just growth as a person, growth as a content creator, but I think you, like we talk about finding your stride and finding your journey and your worth. I mean, what's great about life and even the content creation and entertainment scene, you never stop learning and adapting, man. So, I mean, once more, wish you nothing but continued success and just overall on your journey, because you're one of the good ones, Miss Kaylin. So I'm really looking forward not only to your content, but just to see you progress.
Well, thank you.
You are
I
very
really
welcome.
enjoy it, and I can't wait to see what the rest of this year holds, and I mean even this summer, because it's been a lot of fun. I have a lot more fun to be had.
Fun to be had. I like your style. Okay. Now, speaking of fun, because fun till the daddy takes a T-bird away, to quote the Beach Boys,
Mhm.
I think the fun never stops and the grind never stops. So I have to ask you, how awesome is it to see, especially in today, because we talk about content creation and community guidelines, how awesome is it to see, because it is a business, it is an art form, people will say what they will, but you treat yourself like a business, you treat yourself like the brand that you are. How awesome is it to see just the world of content creation on the adult side of things just continue to grow and expand? Because a lot of people have really been putting in not only the work like yourself, but it's great to see more new content creators and people on the block doing their thing and just growing, right?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm as helpful as I can be when I'm on Facebook and I see those girls. I'll give them a thumbs up and I'll comment on it just to help them out. Because thumbs up, comments, just anything. Even if you don't want to buy anything from anyone, I try to do what I can. If someone asks for help, I try to help them. I'm in a lot of groups to where we work together to grow and uh, just bounce ideas off of each other. It's awesome to see all the growth and just people just coming out of their shell and they're not just being shy, and it helps with self-esteem. There's just a lot of great things about content creation, and I really enjoy it.
And is it the thing? It's just for me, and what I always love about it too, like you mentioned there, I think a lot of people don't realize not just the filming and the lighting that goes behind the scenes and in front of the camera, but I think what's great about it is, especially with podcasting and entertainment, like you have to network, you have to put yourself out there. And I know some people with social media, there's always pros and cons to everything, right? But if you're not putting yourself out there, it's just like, then what are you doing? Number one, but also number two, it's the day and age that we are in now. And I think really making yourself grow a like or anything, that support is very key, even if it's so small and minute, that goes a long way.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely does. All the support that you could just give someone, just liking or even just commenting anything. It doesn't, even if you don't want to say anything, just a little smiley face or just anything. I think my favorite, I just put fire. I just like it. And then I put fire in the comments. And, even if, because I know some days when I'm making stuff, I'm just like, oh, I don't like the way I look, or oh, I don't like this, but I'm going to put it out there anyways. And if they're feeling like that, and just thumbs up and give them a nice comment, it really helps a lot.
Absolutely. And I think we touch upon how the many great female talents, much like yourself, Miss Lynn, from the overall beauty standpoint and just the overall, I always say this. I mean, it doesn't matter the size of the woman or the curvaceous vibes or whatever. There's something for everybody. And I got to say, what's great about it too, as well, and I mean this with the utmost sincerity and respect, I think there's so many beautiful women, and I'm a huge proponent on women and just respect and love for women. That there's everything, there's different body types, there's something for everybody, and just love in general. It's great to see just not only the confidence out there being exuded, but the women really just showing their just empowerment, because there's a lot of great, powerful women out there, and the confidence level. So there's a lot really to take in for the qualities that we see in female content creators.
Yeah, that's definitely what I enjoy too. That's what some people say. They're like, oh, I'm a bigger woman, or I'm this, I'm that. No one's going to watch it. It's like, yes, just do it. Someone's going to love you. Actually, a lot more than just someone. There's a lot of fans for everyone. No matter what you do, there's going to be a lot of people who love it. That's what I've learned. Just if you show up, if you're confident and you just show up and do it, people are going to love it. There's going to be some people who don't, but there's going to be like 15 times more people that just love what you're doing. And I've learned that, and that's why I really enjoy it.
I think for me, the male point of view here is this one so eloquently put it over here with people. There's going to be something for everyone to love and to enjoy it. I think what it is about the bigger girls, and I'll say this to all respect all the big girls out there, I think it's y'all's confidence, like we mentioned here in the forum, but it's also like the no fucks given attitude. I'm like, okay, this is me. This is my body. Here I am. Boom. It's the no fucks given attitude that attracts it too as well. To put it in the most bluntest of terms, we love it.
Yeah. I mean, because there's, I've had a baby. I've got stretch marks. I've married. I've put myself on the back burner for a really long time. And, I just show up, do the best I can. I'm as confident as I can be. And I put it out there. And I really definitely get a lot of good return for it. So that's definitely, confidence is key. And if you're just like, I don't care what people think, then just put it out there and you'll definitely get a lot of good return from it.
We always talk about the old saying, like, let your freak flag fly, but also at the end of the day, it's not really like freakiness. I think it's just what people are into. And we talk about how people gravitate towards and just their different preferences that make people unique. I think not only do we get that content with you, Kaylin, but we get that with everybody out there, because again, there's a lot of stuff that's out there that you may not like, but I also think in today's day and age, especially with content creation and adult content creation, it's very important to explore and expand your horizons.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that for sure.
And I will say this before we do close this out, because again, we hit on a lot of subjects. We hit on a lot of sundresses, dresses, overall elegance, and just badassery over here from this one. Kaylin, it's been a pleasure having you on for the second round here. I know the rain and the storming over there, but I got to say, the rain cannot stop this podcast. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I love coming on. I love talking about what I'm doing. It's just been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. And before we close this out, I always love asking this question as well, because we always talk about never stop learning, right? And if you look at life in itself, folks, life is an art form and we're all applying our crafts and we're just looking to do it to the most amazing fashion. Being in the content creation game thus far, I mean, we touched upon it last time with your films up today and to where you are now and what you're going to continue to do and progress. What are some of the advice that you would give to the young content creators out there now looking to get into it, whether they start from camming and modeling to putting themselves out on Pornhub and OnlyFids, ManyVids, and many different social media sites for adult content creation? What advice would you give them, Ms. Caitlin?
Well, first I would say don't give up. Just take the picture, post it, and if there's haters out there, then that means that you're doing something. Because I know at first, when I first started, because I am bigger, I got a lot of negative comments, but I never let them get to me. Sometimes when I get a bunch, I just, I tell my husband, we go through them, we laugh, and we block them, and then we move on. I don't let that stuff get to you, because it's just somebody on the other end of the computer or the phone. They're just jealous. Just keep growing, making your content. And I would say just never stop posting, because once you stop posting, then everything just stops.
Beautifully and eloquently said, my dear friend, as well, with the consistency vibes. I like your style. And also, let's put this out here, because haters gonna hate, ballers are gonna ball, number one. But also number two, isn't it funny how, like, if you had a problem with something, and I've always said this, and I love bringing this up, but isn't it funny? We're almost sounded like Mike Tyson on the airplane. Like, say that to Mike Tyson's face, for God's sake. But also, it's like, how is it funny is it that we're in the day and age of keyboard warriors doing this, and nobody can have like a face-to-face interaction to talk about their problems? Isn't that crazy how times have freaking changed?
Yeah, because I guarantee you most of the things that people say, they're not going to say it to your face because they're too scared. I mean, if you see someone as a badass just walking down the street and is, dressed up, looking good, you're not going to be like, oh, and say those things to them. It's just crazy to me that, oh, I'm behind a keyboard, I'll say whatever I want. And like I said, I get with my husband, we talk about it, say what we want, I let it roll off, and I keep moving, so.
You are pretty much the Jay-Z when it comes to adult content creation. You're kicking that dirt off your shoulders, what you're doing, Miss Kaylin, and I love that style, and I love that mindset. As we all should do, make love, not war, and just continue to support the many content creators out there like Miss Kaylin. And Miss Kaylin, before we close this out, you are on social media. You are rocking that beach wear. You are rocking it till you can't rock it no more. Where can we follow you, man?
Yeah, come follow my Instagram. It's Florida. Well, it's FLKLYNN. And then my links are all there. And then my Twitter, or as they call it now, X, is it's FLBAEKLYNN. And I would say if you find those two, then you'll definitely be able to find everywhere that I'm at.
Links will be in the description. Also, besides the fact that you should give her a follow just for the content she posts, but I got to say, not only are you a fun follow to that, man, but again, you're a fun follow in general. The vibrancy, the energy, we all dig the vibes, man. Definitely give Miss Kaylin a follow over here.
Thank you. Yes, come follow me. Even if nothing else, sometimes I make jokes, and you'll definitely get to see a lot of Florida. So those are some good pluses, and you'll get to see me.
I like your style. Yes, ma'am. Okay. And I will say this, and I didn't mean to chuckle, but I chuckle now. You know how hard it is to call Twitter X now? You know how hard it is to like get that out of your mouth because it's X now? You know what I'm saying? Because you're so used to Twitter?
Well, I feel like if you say X, it's half and half. They're like, what's that? Or it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because it's just, Twitter has become more, I think we talk about sites like Pornhub and everything as far as community guidelines. Twitter's become more open to like adult content right now. I think it's become more open, I would say.
I know I was posting heavy on it when I lived in Washington, the adult stuff, and I didn't use it for a while, but the pour off from Facebook and Instagram, they went there, so I've got a little following there, and I'm still posting the same thing, so I see a lot of adult content on there.
All righty, fair enough. And you should check out the content on everywhere, especially OnlyFans, which I got to say, ma'am, keep doing your thing on the OnlyFans because you've been rocking on that side as well. Check out all the links will be in the description for Miss Kaylin. And if you want to follow this show at SM Show 1 or MCL92 on the Twitter and Larkin_92 at MLLarkinMB on Instagram, StephenMikeShow.com, and subscribe to the YouTube Mike Larkin 92, where you could see the first interview with this son of a gun over here and our second interview that will be coming out. So many different people of all facets of life, and I love each and every one of y'all. So to close this show out, as I always say, beauty, strength, and dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Miss Kaylin, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
To me, I love the way you're on to me. Looking at you, looking like you're wondering if we're here for the same reason. And I bet you wanna lay in the sun, getting love drunk, sticking like honey. Yeah, I bet you're here for some fun with that someone. If you're looking for a good time, honey, I'm right here. If you're looking for the good light, good vibes, honey, I'm right here. someone, feeling that something, that's something. If you're looking for a good time, honey, I'm right here.